Okay, hi. Now we're going to do topic G, which is connecting division to decimals. And we're going to still be thinking about fractions, thinking about everything we learned in the prior topics, only applying it now to decimals. So when we see 7 4/10 divided by 1/10, we're going to start thinking about what that means and decomposing the numbers. And what I want to think of is this: how many 1/10 are in 7, and how many 1/10 are in 4/10? I'm going to decompose this and start doing the thinking. And I know that there are 10 1/10 in 1, so there must be 70 1/10 in 7. 10 1/10 in 1, 70 in 7. And I know that there are 4 1/10 in 4/10, so that means this must be 74. Another way to think about it would be 74/10, turning that into the fraction that means, and then think how many 1/10 are in 74. Well, there are 74 of them in 1/10. So there's two ways to sort of look at that. Here's another problem. This says how many 100ths are in 31? And I might think, there's how many 100ths are in 30? And again, I would think there's 100 100ths in 1. So there would be 30 times 100 in 30. And 30 times 100 would equal 3,000. And then how many 100ths are in 1? That would be 100. And so this would equal 3,100 of them. From there, we're going to move on in future lessons into problems such as these, which are a little more difficult because the divisor is not 1, some kind of 1/10 or 100ths or something like that. So again, what we're going to do is use what we learned before and know that when we see a division problem, it can be written as a fraction. And this is 1 68/100ths divided by 4/100ths. And now what I want to do is I want to get the decimal out of the divisor. I want the divisor to be a whole number. And I see that since this is in 100ths, I have to multiply by 100 to get that number to be a whole number. And since I'm multiplying the denominator by 100, I must do it to the numerator also. Otherwise, so to make that 1. And so then when I do that, I get a 4 on the bottom because I'm moving the decimal over 2 places. And I'm doing the same thing up here, and I'll get 168. And now it's a fraction I can easily divide. 168 divided by 4 would equal 42. Because 160 divided by 4 is 40, 8 divided by 4 is 2. Again, this idea of decomposition, helping kids to think through problems in their head. And then this problem here, we're doing the same thing. Again, I'm going to make the fraction out of it. This time, the denominator is in tenths, the numerator is in 100ths. I still just want to get this into whole numbers. I just want to get rid of the decimal down here. And I see that I just have to move the decimal one place. So I'm going to multiply by 10 here, which will give me 45 5/10 divided by 7. I don't need the decimal out of the numerator because I can divide a decimal easily with whole numbers. We've done it many times before in the past. So I will do that division now. 45 5/10. Here, let me get rid of this so it's not in the way. 45 5/10 divided by 7. And 7 would not go into 4. It does go into that 6 times. I'm going to put my decimal straight above there. 7 goes into 35 5 times. And so this 4 55/100ths divided by 7/10 would equal 6 5/10.